those of you who are new to the channel, a great big welcome to you. It's lovely to have you. I am continuing my color along series in Fairy and Fantasy 2 by Christine Karron, and I've been working on the Sugar Plum Fairy. As you can see, she's turning out really lovely. Today we're going to color in the wings and the shawl and I will show you how to reflect the wings and the background into the shawl so it's easier for you, but the main focus is going to be on the wings today. So for the wings you're going to need a few colors. You're going to need jade green, yellow ochre, sunburst yellow, and eggshell. The reason we're using a jade green is to deepen up the shadowed area of the wings. When using yellows, if you use grays and jade greens or even the celadon green, it just deepens the shadowed area for you whilst looking quite natural and vibrant. It's similar idea to what I learned how to color daffodils in from a Chris Cheng tutorial. She used jade green and a few other grays as well as yellows to create those beautiful daffodils of hers. So I'm just taking that principle and I'm applying it to my fairy wings. Alright, so we're going to focus on these wings here and go through this process a bit better. So coming here, you've got your jade green. Again, you want to make sure your pencils are really sharp because the details in the fairy wings they're quite detailed, so you do want that fine sharp point. It will also help you with blending. Now if you look carefully on these wings, you can see they've got veins, so we're going to build up the color around them, but we're not going to add too much color because we want to keep them gentle and light. So I'm going to do this wing and this wing with you, and then I will do the rest off camera. So in here, because this wing is tucking inside this shawl, we're going to bring in some of it. All right, now over here, so it's coming here and it's tucking in. So this is a bit of the wing here. Okay, and along here. So where the tips of these kind of form rounded or slightly triangle, you can do a bit more shadow in them. I'm holding a bit far back because I don't, even though I'm pressing medium to medium, I don't necessarily want the pencil to go down at a medium pressure. So I'm holding it far back to control my pressure. Okay, so then we take a sunburst yellow and we go over that. Now you're not going to bring it out much, you're just replacing the green with the yellow, because the green, the jade green, is just to help you build up the shadow. Now sunburst yellow is in our background and it's in our wings, because I'm trying to show that the wings are transparent and they're reflecting or pulling, they're reflecting out the color of the background. So you can let me know when I'm done if you think that I've done this successfully, or if yeah, you can let me know your opinion. Okay, so now I'm going to use my yellow ochre, and this one I'm going over, but I'm coming slightly out now. And then you're using eggshell, which is wherever your yellow ochre is, and into your white. Now, you don't want to bring your lightest color into your highlight too much, because if you're using white as a highlight, if I cover all of this white area with this pencil, I'm going to have a very muted white highlight, and it's going to frustrate me. And then no matter how much I try to use my white pencil to get that highlight, it's still not going to be as vibrant. So the key here is practicing going from your dark into your highlight without taking away your highlighted area. Alright, so I just want to deepen up a little bit of my shadowed area. So back to that jade green. Remember, it's your shadows that are going to make your white highlights pop. And if you're struggling with the white of your pencil, it may be that you need to deepen your shadowed areas, because the contrast between dark and light is what's going to create that effect. This is the Sunburst yellow. Alright, so now after I've sharpened my white pencil, I'm going to blend that out, and the same concept I'm going to do on the rest of her wings. Alright, sharpened white pencil, check that your tip is clean. Not all white pencils are great at creating white highlights. The Prismacolor pencil is really good at a beautiful, vibrant white. So if you don't have a Prismacolor pencil, it might be worthwhile trying it. If you don't like Prismacolor, then maybe a Caran d'Ache white, or I've heard that that one is good. The Luminance white is apparently quite good. I don't have it, so I can't tell you from experience, but I can tell you what I've heard other people say. Right, now I'm taking my white gel pen along the edge here. Now this can be done later once you've finished your background. Alright, and then I was doing dots along the veins. You can also put a bit more white gel pen inside your white highlight, just to keep it vibrant and white. You can get Prismacolor pencils open stock. You can get Polychromos open stock as well. Just depends on the store. For those of you who live in the UK, I have seen Hobbycraft with open stock Polychromos pencils. I still like the Prismacolor white the best. Okay, so I'm going to digress here and just finish off, because I've shown you how to do this wing, and it's the same idea on these two wings and the rest of her wings. So I'm going to digress and finish up with the background a bit here, because it is affecting. So if I bring you up here, down here, this part of her shawl is going to have bits of the background in it. So you just want to put a little bit of that mineral orange in. I have shown you already how to do the background, so you can definitely go ahead and do that. But along here where her shawl is and her wings, I just want to finish this for you. Okay, so we'll have a bit here. And then Sunburst yellow. And by having your background, you're going to show the contrast between her wings and between her wings and the background. As I said in the previous video for the series, you don't need to faff too much over your background with multiple layers. I'm just using 2 colors and varying my pressure to get the effect that I want. I honestly could not be bothered to sit doing light layers on a background. Just personal preference. I'm far too impatient. Alright, so if we come in with our 50% warm grey, we can just get all these shadowy areas in. And here you can see the definition of her shawl. Alright, so in here we can use a bit of these colors. So yellow ochre, you can even use a bit of that eggshell. You're just wanting to show that you've got some of her wing in here as well. And then we've got the 20% cool grey. And again, when it comes to doing white fabric, you really do want to work on keeping those, how do I put it, the folds really defined. Because it's the contrast between the shadowed areas and the white of the fabric that's going to give you the impression of a white clothing or white fabric. And then you take your white pencil and you can blend it out. So again, we have, now in here you're going to have some of that background kicking through. So just want a touch of that in. And here you've got your Okay, and then we're coming in with our 20% cool grey. And again, you've got to be really careful to not bring this grey too much into your white highlights area. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to end up with a grey fabric instead of a white fabric. Okay, so now I'm taking my white pencil and now I'm going to blend this out. And yes, I am using a hard pressure here. Right, and then along here. Remember, your shadows must be dark. Right, and so by using a white pencil and actually smushing it, it will all blend into each other, but you've got those colors kind of sticking out. And then what we'll do is we'll take a white pencil. See, that's really nice. We'll take a white pencil, a white pen, and we will showcase that it's white fabric, but you can already see that that's how do I put it, transparent. So here I feel like that's got a bit too much, so I've erased it and I'm coming back in with my white pencil. And even here, maybe a bit too much. Okay, and up here, and again, you know, if you need to use an eraser because you've gone too much with your other colors, use an eraser. It's not an issue. That's what it's there for. You know, we're learning. I'd be so stressed if I told myself I couldn't use an eraser to fix my mistakes. Okay, so then here, this is that 70% warm grey. Which we've done quite a bit on here in the previous video. But we'll just finish this up. It's looking really good. I like what I'm seeing. Now this section here is going to have a lot more grey because it's actually folded. So we're not even going to bring in white over there. Okay, and take a bit of our cool grey, our 20% cool grey. And again, it's not a lot, it's just a little bit. Okay, so now I'm taking my white pencil and I'm blending. And I don't mind if I lose some definition because it's see-through, it's a see-through fabric, so it's not going to have those defined lines of, you know, the wings or her arm. It's going to be a little bit blurry. So also understanding your elements and how they operate in real life will help you with coloring. You don't have to make it realistic, really you don't. You just need to understand how it works just to get that effect you're looking for. Right, so here I'm losing my shadow, which I'll go in and reapply. So then I come in with my 50% warm grey and I just redefine those shadowed areas. Okay, then white pencil in here. Okay, so we're almost done with that shawl. So if we come in with our 50% warm grey here. And then this bit here is the rest of it. So that's going to be no white area because that's the bottom of her shawl. Okay, so we have our 50% warm grey, and again we're just working on the edges here. Following the grayscale. And then we need our 20% cool grey, and which is PC1060, and just start blending out some of this color. Now I'm not doing a whole lot of grey because I need to show that background, I need to show the dress, but I also want to keep this a bit of a white fabric as well. So it's both see-through, but it's also white. and then in the end we're going to add in some embellishments, and we'll add some glitter, and we'll go through the shawl and add white acrylic paint just to deepen up the white areas in it. Alright, so now we're going to take our white pencil, making sure that it's clean of all colors on it. So just take your white pencil, scratch it off on some cardstock or scrap paper, give it a good clean, and then with the hard pressure you're going to come over all this area and just blend it out. Now as you can see, it's got a see-through feel to it, so we are going to add on top of this fabric some white acrylic paint, but almost more like a we'll either use white acrylic paint or I will use a white Pearl Effects and go over it so that it still has that see-through feel, but is the white fabric kind of look to it, because this isn't translucent like her wings should be. It does still need to be like more of a chiffon white fabric, that kind of thing. Now I don't have a lot of experience coloring different types of fabric, so this is the idea, but it needs to still have that white sheen to it. Right now it's looking more translucent, but we'll come back to that with the white paint.